George Hotuma Mkuchika, Member of Parliament, but also Minister of State, President's Office, Special Duties, and Caretaker Minister of Energy, Honorable Shaibu Kaduara, Minister of Water, Energy, and Minerals of the Revolutionary Government of Zanzibar, Honorable Ministers here present, Honorable Judith Kapinga, Member of Parliament, Deputy Minister of Energy, all other Deputy Ministers present, Honorable Albert Chalamila, Dar es Salaam Regional Commissioner, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Good afternoon. It is indeed an honor and privilege for me to stand in for Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, to preside over the official opening of the 10th African Rift Geothermal Conference. I wish to extend a proudly Tanzanian welcome to all delegates. Karibuni sana. I also wish to express our appreciation for choosing the United Republic of Tanzania to host this conference of great value. Excellencies and distinguished delegates, this conference, which goes under the theme Accelerating the Development of Geothermal Resources in Africa for a just transition, carbon markets, and net zero emissions, has come at an opportune time when the world is facing a critical shortage of energy supply, as well as soaring cost of fossil fuels. The projection for global electricity demand are at 6% or 2,200 terawatt hours by 2035. And this is from the World Energy Outlook of 2024, which is an indication of a looming global energy shortage. Tanzania's total installed capacity is only 2,800 megawatts, of which hydro accounts for 54.2%, gas 42.2%, and fossil fuels 3.2%. However, there has been a number of years where droughts led to shortfalls in electricity supply, and the country had to rely on thermal and gas for generation of electricity. Consequently, the government decided to diversify the energy generation mix, and specifically targeting to increase generation from renewable sources, including wind, solar, and geothermal. The target is to increase the generation capacity to over 5,000 megawatts by 2030, with particular emphasis on increased renewable energy, notably geothermal, which, as we have already heard, has a potential of generating 5,000 megawatts. As opposed to fossil fuels, which lead to high CO2 emissions, geothermal energy is a clear and sustainable source and has the potential to significantly reduce our dependency on hydrocarbons. And in that regard, the government of Tanzania decided to accelerate the development and utilization of geothermal energy in July 2014 by establishing the Tanzania Geothermal Development Company, which was mandated to oversee geothermal development in the country and thereby enhance energy security, expand energy access, while at the same time protecting the environment. In its mandate, the TGDC has trained its personnel and entered into memorandum of understanding with the University of Dar es Salaam, University of Dodoma, and Mbeya University of Science and Technology to collaborate in teaching geothermal subjects. Excellencies and distinguished participants, as of now, Tanzania has completed the initial stages of exploration of geothermal resources in 5 sites along the Rift Valley and has started drilling at one of the sites located at Lake Ngozi in the western arm of the rift to confirm availability. But also, surface exploration is being carried out in our flagship projects, namely Kiejo-Mbaka, Luhoi, and Natron. Similarly, other remarkable geothermal milestones include the training of an increased number of Tanzanians with geothermal expertise and procurement of a drilling rig. We are thankful for the financial and technical support extended to us by development partners, including JICA, the United Nations University Geothermal Training Program, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ireland, and the Icelandic International Development Agency, as well as UNEP. Distinguished delegates, the quest to accelerate development of geothermal resources in our continent for a just energy transition, carbon markets, and net zero emissions indeed justifies our presence here to deliberate on this subject and consequently help our governments to make sound, informed decisions towards improvement of policies and strategies in that regard. Pursuit of a just energy transition is motivated by the need to ensure energy security and access to all, as well as adoption of appropriate technologies and resources to empower our people, and especially the youth, to harness renewable energy. In this regard, learning from countries like neighboring Kenya that have already invested in the production of geothermal energy, it is evident that there are many more potential uses of this resource, and especially for countries which are still dominated by the agricultural sector. And these include drying grains, pasteurizing milk, cooling greenhouses, powering hatcheries, tourism, recreational, and food security in general. Geothermal also offers an opportunity to increase energy security, as it is not amenable to fluctuations as it is for water, wind, and solar. Distinguished participants, before winding up my remarks, allow me to propose to this August Assembly the following issues for consideration in your subsequent discourse. First, one clear lesson which we can draw from Tanzania's experience is that there are very high initial costs associated with geothermal development, which pose as a formidable barrier to expediting exploration and utilization of geothermal resources in many of our countries. Consequently, I think what is required of us in Africa is cooperation and coordinated efforts in exploration, as well as in soliciting the needed investment to realize this potential. Thus, we call upon the ARGO member states to devise and undertake regional exploration programs. And let us seize this opportunity offered by the conference to do exactly that in order to expedite the development of geothermal resources and thereby hasten our transition from the costly fossil fuels. Second, I think it is also important for each of our countries to have a dedicated institution to spearhead geothermal development, together with appropriate legal and regulatory frameworks that can facilitate private sector participation. Third, we propose that ARGO countries should consider having a regular and structured dialogue with the multilateral development banks like the African Development Bank or the Asian Infrastructure Development Bank, specifically to de-risk energy efficiency financing and thereby make private investment in exploration of geothermal resources more attractive. I think this proposal is backed up by the fact that individual national government budgets are insufficient to cover the bulk investments needed in the development phase of geothermal projects. And fourth, I would like to use this opportunity to invite all potential investors to come and work with us in Tanzania in our top geothermal potential sites, and notably Ngozi, which has a potential to produce 70 megawatts. There is also Kiejo Mbaka, 60 megawatts. Songwe, which has a potential of between 5 to 35 megawatts. Natron, a potential of 60 megawatts, and Luhoi, 5 megawatts. Tanzania is ready for investment in this subsector, given the uninterrupted peace and tranquility that we have enjoyed since independence in 1961, but also political stability and an attractive investment climate, very high commitment to policy and structural reforms under the 4Rs philosophy of Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, which stand for reforms, rebuilding, reconciliation, and resilience, as well as domestic and international agreements on resolution and settlement of investment disputes, to which Tanzania is a signatory. Besides, our country has sustained a robust economic growth above 5% for the post-COVID period, and international credit rating agencies have recently given scores that attest to our debt sustainability and investor confidence. Recently, Moody's gave us a score of B+, B1, with a stable outlook, while Fitch gave us a score of B+. Distinguished delegates, as I conclude, allow me to do some advertising, amplifying what the Deputy Minister of Energy started. Tanzania is endowed with abundant minerals of all kinds, be it gold, diamonds, tanzanite, strategic minerals and rare earth elements, nickel, ruby, etc. But also we have unforgettable tourist attractions, including Mount Kilimanjaro, the rooftop of Africa. We have tree climbing lions in Lake Manyara National Park. We have the famous Ngorongoro crater and the Olduvai Gorge, the cradle of mankind. the Serengeti National Park, which is world famous for the sensational wildebeest annual migration, as well as pristine beaches all around the Spice Islands of Zanzibar. And since we'll spend the last 2 days of this 7-day conference visiting and learning from our geothermal projects in Songwe and Lake Ngozi, as well as other sites, I trust that you will also enjoy the beauty of Tanzanian landscapes, as well as tourist attractions, including the Mikumi National Park, the Udzungwa Mountains, the Mbozi Meteorite, Lake Ngozi itself, Kitulo National Park, and many more. And I strongly urge you to please set aside a few days after this conference to enjoy all these and sample the warm hospitality of the people of mainland Tanzania and Zanzibar. And I promise you that you won't regret making that decision. It would be improper to end my address without expressing my sincere appreciation to the organizers of this conference for facilitating the exchange of ideas and sharing of knowledge. Let me assure you that the government of Tanzania will continue to value your efforts and will at all times provide all the required support. With these remarks, it is now my singular honor and privilege to declare the 10th African Rift Geothermal Conference officially opened. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.